Good evening. We're here tonight. We're the Pepperell Board of Health, and we are being televised live by Pepperell Community Media and recorded by our secretary. And I have before us, and you have before yourself, I'm calling the meeting at 7 o'clock p.m. So this is August the 1st. Last month of summer, hey? Been a nice summer. So we have the meeting, we have the minutes from 7:18 before us, and I'm looking for approval of the minutes of 7:18.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of 7/18/2017 as written.
And I will second that motion. Phil is not here this evening. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So the first appointment we have this evening, we have an appointment for 7 Layton Street, Unit 1, the landlord seeking extension of time to correct violations. Are you here for that?
I'm
Are
here
you?
for that.
Okay. Would you like to? Would you like to speak? We're
Yes,
look.
I'll speak. I'll give you a copy, and
Okay.
I'll also give you a copy of the status on things.
All right. Great.
Could you just identify yourself?
Yes.
Oh, I'm Bill Clark.
Bill Clark. Hi, Mr. Clark. Thanks for coming in this
Not
evening.
Mr. and Bill.
Hi, Bill. Thanks for coming in this evening.
I think I have 3 status sheets with red on there.
All right.
So everybody gets one.
Thank you.
Okay, these are tenants who have received a notice to quit this year. They paid up, and they're still here at this point. Basically, there was a call from Kayleen about a bed bug problem. So she went in there, and she told me after she'd been there about the bed bug problem, and she'd called me on the 13th. So I immediately got a hold of JP Pest and asked them to come down right away. And unfortunately, the tenant was unable or unwilling to have that appointment right away. So it extended out from originally 7/13 to 7/24 when the inspection was finally done. Secondly, Jim D., the electrician, has a list of odds and ends to do. And he's called them several times. It took 9 days for them to reply to him. And the tenant also refused the use of mold-killing paint. I know there are things to be done, but on the other hand, the letter I got says I have 30 days to do it and 5 days to contract with people.
Okay.
Well, contracting with people, Century Carpet will need to do some flooring there. They're 5 or 6 days out just on coming to do an estimate, and their installations are into September already. So,
What, did they give you a time frame that they could address the situation for you? Have you looked for other persons to come in? This is for the carpet, for the...
well, no,
Are you
it's...
looking to
well,
do...
it's- Well,
this is-
there's a number of things here. There's flooring, there's
Right, but-
bathroom work, I need to get a carpenter in working on the
Do you
bathroom.
do you have somebody lined up for that?
I have someone who's lined up, and the tenant is not happy with that.
To be able to come in and do the work?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm not really sure where I'm going with that, unfortunately. Rich has been cooperative, and there's another person too. So it's really a matter of, I think, having the tenants understand that they have some motivation to respond to this kind of
To
thing.
be able to let you in to do the work?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree there's work to be done.
Mhm.
Again, it's been a long-term delinquency on rents and so on.
Mhm.
And even back to a
When
couple
is-
years ago, I sent Rich a letter saying he owed me a lot of money, and I'll give you a copy of that, and said, let me know when you're ready to work in the bathroom. I haven't had any replies. I went all year, called him every month about the same subject, work on the bathroom. So,
Okay. So it's not like you haven't been trying to do your part here to get these problems remediated?
Yeah, I've been doing the
What was
best I can, given the delays that I've run into.
How did the problems come to light?
They called the Board of Health
Mm.
about the bed bug problem
Who did?
of the tenant.
Okay.
Speaking of bed bugs, here's a report from J.P. Pest.
Yeah, what did they do? Did
No, no bed bugs found. No
Oh.
live bed bugs found.
they? Okay.
They sent me a quote for $1,500 treatment.
None noted.
Yeah. And I confirmed that. I have another copy of that if anybody wants one. But I confirmed that again with the inspector and Amy at JP, and they verbally also said no, there were no bed bugs found.
Do we have a copy here for Sandra? Do you have a copy of that?
No, I emailed one to
Well,
Kayleen.
yeah.
I'll give you a copy.
Just make sure Sandra gets an
Thank you.
extra copy of that.
And what happened is, to the tenant's credit, they took care of it. They bought a steam cleaner or something, and they found that the heat works. So
Okay.
and they actually called, the tenant called J.P. Pest the day before the scheduled inspection and said, really, there's nothing to see. But I said, we ought to have the inspection anyway.
So, I mean, you've got people lined up, or you don't have people
I have
lined up?
people lined up for most of the things. For the carpentry, I really need to be able to get in and
Right,
have
because they
the
have to-
carpenter look in detail.
You have to assess it.
And I really haven't had that access yet. I was in there with Rich the day of the inspection on the 24th, and he was pretty helpful. He's a carpenter, but he's too busy doing stuff. He said, you know, you do this, you do that, and you do that. So it's fairly clear cut. For a carpenter or somebody with tools, it's not a problem. And literally next door to them in the same building is a guy with all the tools and all the know-how who could just go in there and do it. But there's a bit of objection to...
Is he a contractor?
He's a private guy, not a contractor, a builder, well, a worker bee.
Right.
What I really need is
So
for the
what do you,
tenants to
what time
understand.
frame are you looking for?
I really need another 30 days at least, given the fact that we've taken 11 days just to do a small electrical, actually, the electrical job hasn't been done yet. He won't be in there, won't get in there till tomorrow. These are simple things. Also, Forest Appliance is gonna go in and fix the burner. There's one burner, I fixed one, the second one, in process.
The screens, that's,
Yeah, the screens, I need them to move a cabinet that's outside that window. So, and it's a big loaded cabinet, so I can get to the screen.
okay.
So these are, for the most part, the bathroom is the big thing.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, Rich, and to his credit, the wall down here, TV room wall in disrepair. When we were there, the 24th, Rich looked at the wall, he's been living there, and he said, I can fix that. So I bought him some materials for it. He's been helpful. He being one of the tenants.
But now,
I don't know where he is right now on it. I haven't been able to talk to him for a week because they tend not to return calls, and then we kept back and forth on communication.
so, were you able to have some of the, no access, so you had no access for the smoke detector, carbon monoxide check?
Yeah. I don't know if that was a communication problem between us and them or not, to be honest. I'm quite, I
Did you set
know
up-
that I had written a schedule for them, then we had to change that because of their mother's surgery, and I'm quite certain that I called both of them and said it is the first.
Okay. So you're looking for 30 days?
I need another 30 days. I mean,
So
even,
1st of September?
even if I had everybody lined up,
Mhm.
the service people are not available. Everybody else is busy right now.
But in terms of the smoke detectors and carbon monoxide alarms,
They were all there. Aileen's problem was that she said she thinks one was removed from a bedroom. And we have one, brand new one in there, which should cover the apartment, to my understanding of the laws. And originally, we had two girls who moved in there years and years ago, and their father walked in and said, I really want smoke detectors, so I put smoke detectors, battery smoke detectors in every room at the time.
Right.
And they were removed because that was 15 years ago, they're dead. But
But
to my
replacing
knowledge,
them, you usually replace them every year
replace
to come in.
smoke detectors?
Yeah, they're just battery operated ones or
No,
are they
they're
off?
hardwired.
Oh, they are hardwired.
Yeah,
I
they're
thought you
hardwired.
said they were.
No, in this case, I put in
Okay.
extra battery power,
Oh, I see.
but it was years and years ago.
Okay,
And that was Kayleen's concern,
Excuse
that
me.
something didn't look right on the ceiling.
okay.
That shouldn't take 30 days
No,
to
no.
correct.
No, it's,
That
there's
should-
really
that
nothing
should be
to correct.
something easy, right.
It's just a matter of getting the fire
So
department in there and
the
do-
burners, the smoke detectors,
And carbon
you have to post the
monoxide.
name of that's easy. You completed that already.
Which one now?
The posting of the name of the owner, you have to
Yep. Oh,
post
yeah.
the contact information, so that you've already taken care of.
Yep.
The smoke detectors, you just need to acquire access to the,
Yeah,
to
to
the-
have the fire department do the inspection.
And the
I
co-
really need to get better access in there myself.
And the carbon monoxide alarms?
Oh, yeah, they're both brand new,
they're all,
brand new this year.
okay.
Yep.
But they just have to sign them off. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a matter of getting access, so you should be able to acquire that. Front tile,
Well-
front entry tile, yeah, this is,
This is my problem,
mhm,
the access.
right, so. So front entry tile disrepair,
Yeah, that's where
it's something that you can,
Century Carpet comes in.
the tile.
They're scheduled to come look at it on Friday, but there's installation.
So the mold around the tub, though, that's just recaulking, right?
Yeah,
Just
well, there's,
recaulk
yeah,
all wall
there's,
surfaces,
yeah,
but the floor is what you're looking to.
the floor.
to
The floor is
have.
really, and there may be some
Mhm.
work on the walls too.
Mhm.
It's really up to the experts rather than me.
Right, because
But
that
it-
could become a problem, but, and so you do have to get in there and get access to be able to repair this, so if you don't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you can't have access, you're stopped in your tracks.
Mm.
That's exactly my problem.
I hear you.
If I'd had the access since the beginning. Now, Pauline's mother had some surgery recently, so we can understand there's some wiggle room with the timing. But when I make phone calls, I don't get returns at all. Go to the door. Jim D. had the same problem. He called them starting, I was going to say February, July 22nd. Called both of them, knocked on the door yesterday, and no responses. He has a very small list of electrical things to take care of. So,
And the rest of this is just the WASP, that's done.
yeah, there's some big
Kitchen
things,
screens,
big
that's-
things and little things. But it's all about getting in and doing it. And again, they were given a notice to quit a while ago. They did pay us, but at the time, I was thinking they'd just be gone and I'd be able to get in there and do the job properly.
Sandra, do you have any written communication that Kayleen sent to the occupants?
No, I don't. I just have this letter that she had sent. And it was CC'd also to the occupant.
Because Kayleen has mailed.
Yeah.
There was
see,
a letter.
This letter also.
This was sent out.
Yes, goes to the tenant.
But Kayleen,
It went to the tenants here
Yes.
at the apartment.
At the bottom.
did you, I see that, did you get an email from Kayleen today? A copy of an email from Kayleen today?
No. No, I spoke to her
Yesterday?
on the phone. And she said that, given the situation, she would be very agreeable to add on some time to
No,
this.
but I-
Oh, okay.
there needs to be some communication with the tenant.
Yeah,
That
and it needs to
according
come
to
from
law-
someone other than me.
And
Do you
state
have-
regulations, I thought Kayleen had
Right, that they have to.
referenced that in an email.
I left at 11:30 today, so I did speak to her on the phone, but I
Would it
didn't
take
see
too
anything.
long to pull up your email?
Can you,
Excuse me.
no troubles.
Yeah, that's, as much as anything else, not only am I asking for time, but I'm asking for official communication rather than coming from me. Because well, let me give you a little more history on this, and you might see that. Pardon me, well, 2015, how much money they owed. And right there it says, let me know when you're ready to work on the bid. 2016, how much money they owed. I didn't mention the bathroom because I get sick of a year of talking about it. And when we finally did the eviction notice, they were about nearly $4,000 up to. If you'd like a copy of that, you could have one. But they did pay up, ultimately, but that doesn't mean that.
Well, they still are supposed to allow the entry for repairs to be done. That's the bottom line. You have to be able to get in there to be able to work on the unit.
That's really the situation.
Thanks, Sandra.
Oh, you're welcome. I haven't seen it as I looked.
Yeah, this was what I was looking for. See, 410.810, access for repairs and alterations. Every occupant of a dwelling unit, or rooming unit shall give the owner thereof, or his agent or employees, upon reasonable notice, reasonable access if possible by appointment to the dwelling unit or rooming unit for the purpose of making such repairs or alterations as are necessary to effect compliance with the provisions of 105 CMR 410.
Okay.
And this was sent Tuesday, August 1st, 2017.
So now, that being issued,
And she also says in this email, tenants were notified via regular mail.
so he's looking, he has responded to your request for payment. So he has been in communication with you, but just now, all of a sudden.
Occasionally they
No.
do. They
Okay.
go months, literally. Those times when they're not paying, maybe they will not communicate
Okay.
at all.
All right.
And it's in the last week, I called him 3 times. I heard back once yesterday, just, hey, call me, and I called and didn't get him.
They're out busy.
Well, he's busy working. She doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
the eviction notice still stands, which really is not our,
right.
Yeah, the attorney is Melissa Zanazakas. She says she can't represent me here. She really kind of thinks that given the fact that they paid me and I didn't proceed with it, the eviction notice is kind of out of date at this point.
What are your terms, though, for lease or
Well, right
rental?
now, it really is not an agreement.
but as long as they're there, this has to be tended to.
Correct.
Yep.
They have to allow you to
They
come
have
in
to,
and do
yeah.
that.
And that's where I'm going to ask for
Right,
more than.
because if they don't, then they're interfering with the process of being
Yeah.
able to
Yeah, and
to take care of this.
And if
So-
I don't get some access, a proper access, I'll just have to come back again.
But you do believe that maybe within a month you should be able to address the
I hope
last,
so.
the last of these.
I really want to put this thing to bed
Mhm.
for a whole lot of reasons.
Well, I'm in favor of granting the extension with the exception of, I don't think, the fire department should be able to get in there, the smoke
Right.
and the
We were
Having
there.
them
I was there with the
outside, they
fire
should be able to
department
gain
knocking on the
access.
door.
without it taking 30 days, like.
No.
Right.
I was there with the fire department, knocking on the door today, calling her, and there was no reply. So,
I mean, for their own safety,
Right.
they ought to understand that they need,
well, they are there. I know I gave them to Rich, and Kayleen only had an objection to what she thought might have been a former smoke detector in one room. You can, well, you should really ask Kayleen
Right,
what
right.
her situation is on this. Because I really have not had good enough access to inspect that whole apartment myself.
So she was looking for you to have a written petition for an extension.
Yeah, I think it's
And
kind of long-winded, but yes.
this is the letter here, so he has complied with that
Yes, so
request.
he's all set there. So, with that being said, should we give him an extension?
Well, again, what do you think is a reasonable, reasonable time? Oh, I have two questions. What would be considered would you consider a reasonable time allotment for the tenants to agree to set up an appointment? Now, apparently, the tenants were notified by regular mail. I
Right.
don't know if that was today.
Well,
or
they should
prior.
have some communication with you by the end or beginning of next week sometime, one would hope. They'd probably be around on the weekend. They call
Yeah,
you, you're in communication with them that way.
I can call. They don't usually answer their phones. They
Or
just
come
take
by.
messages.
See if they're,
And they usually don't answer the door either.
boy, that's
They say,
important.
Yeah, I want you to understand. And that's why I had Jim D. go as an independent person doing the same thing I just said. Leaving messages, knocking on the door, no response. Today, fire department, phone call, 3 knocks, and the Andy, the EMT, knocked on the door, said fire department. No response.
Did you set up an appointment with them to come in with the fire department and have this taken care of?
Yes.
Okay,
I
you did have a
I
date.
can't guarantee that we didn't miscommunicate on that, but yes, I did
Well, you did
originally.
have some correspondence with
Yes, we
him.
did.
Did you send him a letter
Yeah.
of some sort?
Yeah.
Saying that you'd like to be able to have that inspected on that day? Because that's important when the fire inspector comes, that they allow him access to the building.
Yep, that's why I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You see my problem.
Okay,
And again, the lack of access goes back a few years. I mentioned it in the letter to him in 2015. Call me and let me know when I can get in there, and the call never happened until Kayleen.
Now, what if we were to agree to a 30-day extension on all the requests except the smoke detectors and the carbon monoxide detectors? If that is
that has
not
to be.
accomplished by Monday, Kayleen should check by the close of business day on Monday if Mr. Clark has not been able to achieve that, then Kayleen will follow it up with the tenant.
Okay.
Would that be?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I want to do it too. I put brand new smoke detectors in and carbon monoxide detectors in all my buildings this year.
Right.
So it's not something I take lightly.
So it would involve an inspection by Kayleen to make sure that, or the fire department.
Yes, the fire department.
does
That's
the
what-
extensions,
that's
yeah.
what,
So it would
Kayleen wanted.
involve
Yeah.
an inspection by the fire department. The fire department would have to communicate with Kayleen. And if it was not accomplished, then Kayleen would then
Well, she can,
act on it.
she'll be able to maybe issue them a letter
Mhm.
tomorrow or a visit of some sort to be able to get some kind of access to the building for that to be taken care of. That's very important
I'll call both of them tonight
tomorrow.
and leave
Okay.
a message. And I have to set up an appointment with the fire department too.
Okay,
But, and if nothing else, I'll just tell them I've set something up for Friday, whatever,
Okay,
and we expect to be there. And if we don't get a response,
okay,
you'll hear about it, the best I can tell you.
sounds agreeable.
So Kayleen would do the inspection on a Monday. Is she
Or
available?
the fire department would
The
be
fire
able to
department,
come.
rather, yes.
to
The
come.
fire department
Right.
is the
Yeah,
answer.
fire
I thought,
department.
I'm pretty sure that Kayleen explained that I should
Yes, it is the fire
do
department.
a fire
Yeah.
department inspection. Yeah, fire department to confirm compliance.
Right.
So important.
Yep.
It's very important.
And then the fire department will confirm with Kayleen either they've accomplished compliance or they're remaining non-compliant.
She'll
And
follow
then
up
she'll
on
have
that
to
Monday.
follow up on it.
Okay.
The remaining non-compliant, you mean the tenant or the building?
I would,
Because again, she wasn't saying that it's not compliant. She said it looked like there was one removed from a room. And I said, no, that was done 15 years ago.
Right, it was an older one.
It wasn't quite clear that it was a violation.
Mhm.
It didn't look right.
well, she has here fire department to confirm compliance, but
Yep.
the point is they have to be working.
Yep, absolutely.
And if they're taken out when you're not there, then
Yeah, you get the, there's the message.
That's the problem.
Right, and that's the
Yeah.
problem.
so no, we're not throwing stones at you, sir.
Right,
I
right.
think we understand the
Okay.
situation.
All right.
Okay. So, Jeannie, do you need a motion for
Okay.
that?
I'll make a motion that we approve the 30-day extension to fix the violations
Listed?
for 7 Layton Street, Apartment 1, with the exception of we are not granting a 30-day extension for the smoke detectors and carbon monoxide alarms. The fire department will inspect to confirm compliance, and we will request that Kayleen check with the fire department, and if it is not in compliance, Kayleen will notify the tenant of the occupant's responsibility and take action as required.
That sounds good. Thank you,
Is that
Jenny.
Now,
Yeah, and I second that motion.
simple question. 30-day extension from what date? Because the original letter was received by me, I think.
I would say I would make the motion to amend the motion to include 30 days from,
From the original,
Tomorrow morning.
yeah, from tomorrow morning.
Which really only gives me 20 days from the letter was sent out, and there's 30 days there.
But you've already, you know,
The biggest,
you've already
the biggest
handled quite a bit
projects-
of it. It's just the bathroom that's gonna be the.
Yeah, that's a bigger project.
Mhm.
I do have an appointment, by the way, for a tub refinishing to be done on August 10th, so that's gonna clear out a lot of it. But there's some carpentry to do.
Mhm, mhm.
And again, I gotta get someone in there who can inspect and say, okay, here's how we're gonna do
To see
it.
what the damage
do
is.
you think 6 weeks is more
Yeah,
reasonable?
maybe we should do
Because
that.
it is a busy season for,
Yeah, that's my worry. There's so many, everybody's busy.
Right.
Joe Thackeray had been down there a couple of years ago looking at it with me. I called him and he hasn't called back. I think because he knows what I'm facing down there and the people I'm facing or whatever. But
So,
could I amend that motion
sure,
to
yes.
include 6 weeks, again with the exception of the smoke detector and carbon monoxide that will
Okay.
remain, as stated earlier.
Okay.
So the first thing I'll do is go right after ask them if
You
we
need
can,
to-
well, I'll
you-
have to talk to the fire department.
You need to get entrance to the building.
That's the most important thing. That I can't tell what I need to do until I get free reign in there to look around. And she was there the other day when we had the JP pest inspection, and she was extremely agitated. And Rich came home and had to take her off to another room,
Mm.
put her in a quiet corner.
So that'll put us to what, the 5th of September? This is the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
6, or till, because then our next meeting isn't until the 19th, so, just so that we can follow up.
Well, actually, Kayleen can,
She can She'll,
Sure. she
okay,
should be
that's fine, that's fine.
able to.
We'll let Caitlin deal with that then. Okay. So we have that motion, and I'm going to second that motion to amend that motion to 6 weeks,
6 weeks, okay.
but then to keep up with the smoke detectors,
Yep.
so.
Absolutely.
All right.
Start right, I'll have to call the fire department tomorrow morning to get a date, proposed date,
Right,
then call them and see what I do.
okay. Thank you for the letter. That's what we were looking for here, so.
Yeah, there's probably a lot more information than you want to know.
Okay, Bill, thank you for being
There's a
thorough.
long history here that,
We need to vote. Yeah, on the letter, there's something
On the motion.
Oh, yes. So, we have a motion and a second, so all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for coming in
okay,
tonight.
thanks a lot. Thanks
And,
for understanding
talking to us and bringing in your
the project.
information here,
By the way, are
press
you
services.
left-handed or are you mixed up like me?
I write with my left, eat with my left, but I do a lot with my right.
Do
You're
everything-
dexterous.
I do everything right-handed except.
Girl.
Everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Strange. Great, thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming in and
Thank you, Bill.
explaining it.
Thanks for
Makes it
coming
much
in.
easier for us.
Yeah,
I'm still confused by it, to be honest.
yeah. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you. We have someone here. Should we ask her to? Yeah, hi.
Absolutely, you can ask.
Did you sign in?
I
I'm
did.
sorry, thank you. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Maria Rotelli. I'm a Pebble native, and I'm also a journalism student at Emerson College.
Okay.
And my professor is having us do an activity where we go to local town meetings and events and cover them for the
Excellent.
class.
Okay.
So,
Well, welcome. Thanks for coming in.
yes, of course. And with your permission, I'd like to take notes and possibly record audio of this meeting.
We have our receptionist is recording, our
Oh.
secretary.
No, but that's fine.
That's fine, that's fine.
Are you sure? I mean, I could.
No
if there's
troubles.
any way I could get that recording, that would also work. But I mean,
You'll see it on cable also. We have a,
We're live.
yes.
But she wants to
She
take
won't-
it home and study it.
She has to study it at
Access
home,
to-
that's okay. No troubles.
excellent. Okay.
Yeah, no trouble.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming in and your interest.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have a correspondence here as our next item on the agenda for our fiscal year 2017 end of the year expenditure sheet. And Sandra has that here in our binders to keep us up to date on where we are at fiscally.
I highlighted the amount in our supply, well, in our line item numbers, excuse me, as to what was turned back in for that amount. But at the bottom is right underneath it is the total amount that was turned back into the is it the capital or general fund?
Goes back to
General
the-
fund,
right.
yes.
Okay. It's good.
So you're saying we turned in $4,011 and
Yes.
86 cents?
86 cents
Yeah.
back into the.
Department is pretty frugal.
I think we are.
Yes.
Sandra, you do a great job with your keeping your purchases limited. And it looks like we've been doing pretty well throughout the year here. Advertising, consulting, veterinary services. Okay.
And if you just go to the next page, correspondence two, this is just informational. I was looking on the website yesterday and I just found some courses. If your board members would be interested, they're highlighted here and who's putting them on. So
Okay, thank you.
I want to keep you abreast as to
What's available?
what's available.
Okay.
Okay.
10th, 11th, and the 16th for that. Okay, thanks, Sandra,
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
giving us that. I appreciate that. Okay, no health agent comments, eh?
No.
We have no comments tonight for us. Okay, so anything that I didn't reasonably anticipate this evening? Matters. And under new business, we have Region 2 health agent vote for the health agent to be our Region 2 FHEP Regional Coordinator for Office of Health and Medical Preparedness. So for Kayleen to be our representative for that, and this is a letter from Miss Katrina Stanziano from MPH, Region 2 FHEP Region Coordinated Office. So she is asking, we are to, on behalf of Pepperell Board of Health, the members have designated Kayleen, so we are designating her as our health agent as the voting representative for Region 2 Steering Committee, and it will end in fiscal year 2018. So we have to vote on this.
Can I just say so moved?
So moved. So, all right.
that
That's it.
legitimate?
That's legitimate. So we just need to sign this. We'll have to
Don't we
get
have to
vote.
vote.
Excuse me. I will make, you make the motion. You said so moved, so I'm going to second that. Sorry. I vote for her to also be our representative.
Right.
She
I'll
always,
say aye.
she's done a
Yes.
great job.
Mhm.
She's always there for us. She's been our representative for a while, so this is just
Good.
another, okay.
Formality.
Formality, thank you. All right. Okay, we need to sign this, and we need to have Philip sign this too.
Two.
Two is okay?
Two is a
would be
quorum.
If he comes in, he could,
Yeah.
If he stops by, maybe.
might like to do it.
All right. Thanks, Kayleen. I'll thank her when she comes back. Okay, and then we have permits and licenses under the item 6 on the agenda for Lot 56 Emerson Circle for a new septic system.
Here we
I
go.
think that's the
Kayleen said
last of them,
her
right?
approval.
Okay,
The board wishes to, and it's the last one.
okay.
Is this her signature here?
Yes.
Oh, that's her signature.
Oops, I should
Motion
probably
on
should-
that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the new septic system for Lot 56 Emerson Circle, owned by J-Ron Realty.
I second that motion. Those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Took your place, but sorry about that.
No, that's okay, thank you. Hope my pen is going through here. I think this is like a felt. It's a sharp felt, though. All right. Okay, we have open discussion. Anything we'd like to discuss tonight?
Thank you, Jim.
No? Okay. So the next meeting will be on the 22nd of August. We are moving that date out to the 22nd. So everyone could be here for that date. Because there was some conflict for the 18th, correct? Or the 15th, excuse me. Okay, so that'll be our next meeting date. And I think that pretty much settled up. So do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:39.
And I second that motion. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.